I guess I should have blown my nose before. Sorry. Well, today it is the Thursday, December 10, 2020. So I guess in 2 days, it is the birthday, so to speak, of our mother, Coatlicue. So, you know, the Spaniards, they call her Guadalupe. You know, supposedly was the one who helped them to get to the Americas. I mean, you cannot even make this shit up. You know, how are you gonna name our mother, you know, that helped you with the genocide of our ancestors, right? But that's just what it is. For some reason, all the tables are wet. I don't know why. They have like a puddle. Oh, I can show you later on. But it rained last night. I don't know what. I know they didn't wash them. Did they wash them? I don't know. The benches are wet too. Anyway. As soon as I sat down, the sun went away. Like about a week ago, I started trying the black seed oil in capsules. With just one capsule, you know, you cannot even leave your house. You know, I was like, what the hell? It cleanses you out. It's a cleanser. And last night, you know, I broke up in hives, you know, on my face, only on my face. I don't know exactly what that is about. Yeah, this is for the birdies. If they come around. So I really didn't know what was going on. I still don't know what happened. I don't think in my life I ever got you call it hives? I don't know. But you know, I could touch my face still. I see like little bumps. You know, like a scone. So, it might be that it's getting, you know, a lot of the shit out, you know. Well, I know for a fact, you know, by the time we get, you know, some whatever in our skin, you know, like a rash and stuff, you know, it's because it's on its way out, which is good. It's good, I know. You know, that was my sister told me. She's a doctor. And she said, it's like, no, don't ever put anything on it. I mean, you might put something if it's itching, yeah, right? But not to suppress it, because it is good. It's on its way out. Otherwise, it could be in your liver, your kidney, or some internal organ. So, I know a lot of people, the first thing they get something on their skin, they want cortisone, which is the devil. Cortisone is a drug only for patients, you know, who are terminally ill. And it's wonderful, you know, like I always say, you know, you see, you know, people who are literally dying, you know, getting up, you know, and start talking and whatnot, and then they die. That's what cortisone is, and that's what the drugs that orange thing in the White House. He took those drugs. He took some of those drugs. It's not all of them, but you know, I forgot what's the name of that drug, that it's only been approved for terminally ill. So, you know, the white And they just take anything. They see something and they just take it. Mm. I was doing some research. So this morning I make me some tea of white oak. I know, right? No. White or oak bark. It is the bark. So, you know, I was trying to do some research, you know, to see if I had any, like, you know, whatever they call counter indications, whatever they call it in this language, right? I didn't see anything, but, you know, it was fascinating, you know, how the trees are so distinctively different. Even the oaks. You know, don't ask me what types of oaks I research. But it's like, you know, like the leaves. You can tell by the leaves if they're smooth edges or they are rounded. You know, they have white, they have red oak, they have black oak. I think the red is called red because it turned red in the fall. So not every, you know, it's just like you can tell them by the way they, you know, in the fall or you know, it was fascinating. A whole language. They're talking to us every day, all the time, and we don't listen. We choose to be like blah blah blah. I don't hear you. Blah blah blah. You know, basically how backwards the whites left us. So most of the rash is going down because it was like a lot more bumpy all over my face and itchy. I was like, oh, itchy, itchy, itchy. Why my face? Why my face? Like, and I'm trying to trace my steps, you know. I mean, I have mushrooms with peppers last night, you know, like a little bit saute. You know, I made some tacos. You know, trying to go back to my diet, you know, a little bit before this pandemic. And that's okay. I don't beat myself up. I don't beat myself up. I have better days. I have bad days. I can even go and have me some tripe soup, which is one of my favorites, unfortunately. But not everybody can make it the way, and like in my hometown. It's just, I don't know. I never really found it. Only in Chicago, because there's people from my hometown. So in Chicago, they have the recipe. I don't know exactly what peppers they put in, so it tastes so delicious. But the soups that I make with quinoa or amaranth seeds, I still have not been able to figure out how to cook amaranth leaves. But I will figure out. I will figure out. I don't know what triggered this. So I'm making this video, hopefully. Anybody know anything about rashes? The language of the rashes? It was tiny, 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 tiny bumps. Bumps, bumps. You know, I can feel the bumps still. I felt like the white oak bark tea, because they help a little bit to get them down. My face was red. It still is very red. I don't know if you can see it. Just how delicate we are, you know. We're very delicate people. And talking about the new administration at the White House, I feel like they do everything that we do in Mexico. You know, we have mostly women cabinet. But over here, I mean, like, you gotta wonder. You gotta wonder what's coming up. I really feel like there's a huge imbalance. They don't try to even it out. Even somebody mentioned it. It's like, you know, it's very disproportionately female. And you know, whites, they don't care nothing about balance, harmony. It is their way or the highway. I just think that's going to be quite a how you say that, 4 years. It's going to be quite interesting this next 4 years. Whether we have 2 presidents or we only have 1 president. Well, maybe with 2 presidents we might actually be able to get somewhere. You know, I mean, it's like, what's the big deal if they, both of them, you know, like, they're both hideous. Mr. 3 strikes you're out with his Biden law. That he used to be so proud of his bill, and now he's like, I don't know, I really didn't have much participation in it. You're right. And it's so offensive, you know, for African American brothers and sisters that he picked this crazy judge who is racist, anti-black, you know. At least when she was a judge in California. You know, I mean, people can look it up. Sentences, very, very harsh sentences. And she always, her narrative was very punishing, punitive, whatever they call it. But, I mean, I'm not really worried, you know, because I feel like, what's the point? What is the point? I got worried 4 years ago, you know, and it turned out to be the best president we ever had. That's orange piece of shit. That should tell you something. I mean, I really believe that orange piece of shit, he deserved the Nobel Prize for peace. He started a damn war. I mean, knock on wood. You know, the NOI, they posted on their cover, the cover of the final call. It's they're suspecting Trump is gonna make start a war against Iran or Syria or something. These poor people are perpetually targeted. Sanctions over sanctions over sanctions. It's ridiculous, you know. You know, like Venezuela, same thing. You know, they have to they have to do like a circus act in Venezuela, just to get, you know, a little bit of something, whether it's software or, you know, pieces they need, or it's really fast. I know. So it's just crazy, you know. I was like, I was reading something about, you know, all the process that they go to just to get one part, you know, for their oil refineries. It basically have to be like undercover. It had to be smuggled. It had to be like third, fourth party, you know, treaties, because everybody's so scared of the United States and their sanctions. Everybody's scared, you know. They see you, you know, talking to Venezuela and that's it. Oh, sanction. I mean, talk about some inhumane shit, you know. Like PDVSA, you know, the oils of Venezuela, petróleos de Venezuela. Oh, they're here. You want some? They saw me. No, I gotta cut them like really so they don't start fighting. For the babies over there. Oh my god. It's a tiny little bird and took the whole piece like this. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess he's taking it to his family. But you know, it's funny when you see them like take shit that's bigger than them. And us humans too. I seen like little people with their drinks bigger than their face, bigger than their head. I go like, I think the other day, I haven't never posted it, but I took a picture, you know, I mean like from behind, you know, like you cannot see their face. This tiny little Chinese person, I'm not sure, you know, I wasn't really like looking, you know. He got like 2 drinks bigger than their head. I was like, wow. You don't see that they're killing you? We never see that. And if we see that, we are okay. It's like I made a video, you know, I made obviously videos, you know, for my home country. And you know, the white chickens, you know how, you know, I mean, whites are whites everywhere across the world, you know, and they have this narrative here in the United States about, you know, like, oh, the pigs are especially hideous. No, 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 no. White is white. White is white, whatever, you know, wherever you go. Wherever you go, it's the same bullshit, no? So this bitch, she was like, you know, engaging to become the governor of, you know, Nuevo León, which is a northern state, you know, with all these white chickens live at. And then she backed off at the last minute. I was like, oh. So all this time we could have like actually, you know. And I mean, all her family, it's right-wing nuts. They are shameless, capitalist, neoliberal. And she's the only one, you know, who became friends with our president, you know, back in the days. And our president is so smart, you know. You say like, well, we gotta get, you know, people who the right wing respect. And you know, he picked the lesser of the you know, from the whole cesspool of white chickens. So she was in Monterrey last week, but she, you know, YouTubers are basically all we got, you know. Oh my God, sorry. Eating too fast. Hope I don't get it. Yeah, that's always been my trick since I was little. If I hold my breath, at the first hiccup, I never get hiccups. But it gotta be the first hiccup. You know, do the second hiccup, it don't work. hold it just for like a minute, less than a minute. You see how much I hold it? No, a few seconds sometimes. So, yeah, I might as well just give it all to them. They're eating so fast. You want to see them? I don't even know if you can see. So she went to Monterrey and she had a private press conference only for the right wing, for the white press. And I thought it's like, wow, this bitch, she don't even try to get any, like they say over here, street cred. She didn't even try to get any street cred, nothing. She dealt with her base, these newspapers that, she lived there in Monterrey. She's not from there. I think she's from Chihuahua. And I said, I always say us Mexicans, we have very low. They all left. They don't like my cooking. Oh, they go and come back because they rely on their instinct, and they gotta follow their instinct. We don't, and look at where we at. That's it. I say I was wrong. I used to say we used to have low self-esteem. We have no self-esteem. How you gonna, because it turned out it was just disclosed that she is in the finance department. She's the director of finance, economy, whatever it's called, So obviously, she didn't go for to become a governor because the president, he know a lot better. He's been described as a political animal. He's been in politics all his life, so he know what he's doing. But people praising her like she's God, just because she's white. I mean, of course she talks. She knows how to talk. They go to these colleges and stuff. I'm not gonna say I don't like the way she talks. She talk and whatever. She's very explicit in a way that is also polite and diplomatic. So I say, like, praising this bitch. She didn't even want to. She denied this YouTuber, the only YouTuber in the whole city, the only leftist YouTuber. She denied access. I was like, that's being shameless. That's being like totally like, like fuck you. I don't need to prove nothing to the left, meaning the people, just because she's white and she got this. She's the director of economy, some shit, I forgot. And so I feel like that is the cancer that we all got. Total lack of self-esteem. I've been, like they say, pondering on that for a long time. They're so cute. They're still hungry. I think they're the ones who came in late. For a long time, and I feel like that's what it come all about. Oh my God, I love the way they walk. They're so adorable, these tiny little birds. So maybe I shouldn't be in the sun, right? With this rash of violence. There's no more food, sweetie. Oh my God, he's looking at me. They're so adorable. These little balls of feathers. I love the way they walk, jumping. Anyway, that's at the heart of everything for us. I talked on one of these monologues about this woman, alleged woman. She looked like a dude, a not bad looking dude. I was shocked that she called herself she. But you know how it is now. All these trans men having children. I'm like, they're embarrassing. These guys, like, I don't even want to think about that. Because we all do the same shit. We act advise the wrong people. They always act advise the dykes because they're dykes with a beard and whatever. So, by the way, I think it's no longer working, at least not with us. Might be still with Bronx Works. I don't know. So I mean, it was, one of the groups, and I used to say like, well, that's lack of self-esteem. She talked about how her family was into addicted. Okay, here it come again. So and I was like, yeah, that's lack self-esteem, because if we all had, a healthy self-esteem, we would not tolerate, a lot of that stuff. And so I kept pushing it, and at the end, she broke out crying. Not because of what I said, but like thinking about her grandma, and how just thinking about her grandma stopped her from doing a lot of shit. That's the lineage is intimately tied with self-esteem. Still here. He just walked away. He went to he got underneath the table, and it's like, oh, there's no, he's looking for this. Let me put it over there. Yeah, one fell over here. As my self-esteem improved, that's what I want to say. Like, I would not ever have tolerated this if I had a healthy self-esteem. There's no freaking way. I said, like, one of my final frontiers is brushing my teeth. Which sometimes I forget. I forget sometimes to brush my teeth. It's like, and that's been my life struggle. That's been my life struggle. I don't know why. Because it's ironic, because my father, that was the only thing, not the only thing, but one of the few things he was adamant about us brushing our teeth. And I think he taught me like 3 times to brush my teeth. So it's crazy, how we become a certain way it's hard to explain, that, my father lost a lot of his teeth because, I was told by one of his sisters, my father's a Taurus from May 1st. Uh, he was very crazy as a child. Typical Taurus, stubborn. And he will fall asleep with a lollipop in his mouth. Just like, wow. And it is going again in an emotional direction again. I was not really. Yesterday, I ended up emotionally too. But especially nowadays, when we have so much material from psychology to chemistry to all kinds of things that help us improve our self-esteem, and still we have no a healthy self-esteem, and that is very frustrating, because it's like a curse. No matter where you get in life, no matter where you you know what I mean? To the time. It's like a hunting ghost. No matter where you go, it's still there. And I feel like as colonized people, we're still trying to escape from that ghost of either lack of self-esteem or low self-esteem. But, for whatever reason, I feel like I broke one of the spells that haunted me all of my life. And, I started focusing my attention inward. And, and that's beautiful, because I remember 80s, 90s, 2000s, especially 90s and 2000s. I was sitting in not 90s, 2000s. I was sitting in therapy, like saying, why I do what I do. That's not the best choice for me. I always had most of the stupid therapists, but I'm just so happy that I'm whatever, turning a page or whatever they say, into that. I like to believe the whole planet is with me, as they say our feelings, our perception affect the way we see the world, we see each other. If we're depressed, somehow we start spotting all the people who's depressed. I don't know if anybody happened that to you. I mean, like, if you're happy and you spot and you think the whole world is happy, because somehow we're able to spot the happiness around. And that's where, also sometimes I start thinking about the people who made us, right? I mean, not the ones who made them, but the ones who made us. You know, I mean, obviously, I mean, I, I have a feeling that it's us. I don't believe that, you know, like most of the people are not like extraterrestrials. It's the people who actually figure out how to transcend, and transcend they did, you know, and say, you know, see ya, I don't want to be ya, you know. And for whatever the reason, they, you know, we are their high school project. I don't know what we are. But I know somehow I believe it. I don't know it. But, you know, I'm almost know that they know everything that we went through in this planet. Especially, I mean, I said, you know, but, you know, especially, you know, Africans. They knew. They knew everything. It's like, that's a very, 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 very strong thing to be like, wow. Like, they knew all that shit and they still left us here. Because, you know, I guess they know that there's nothing they can do. Until now. I mean, they see, okay, so Aquarius is around the corner in a couple years. The age of Aquarius. All this shit. You know, they say that at the same time the Atlantis was thriving during the age of Aquarius. So there's some kind of knowledge that they knew. They knew how these magnetic forces was going to drive us crazy, right? I mean, not all of us, but the ones that they have a connection with the land, with the soil. Those who did not even know that the ice age was coming. They didn't know that. Or if they knew it, they still remain in Europe, in China, wherever there was, you know. So a lot of our pain comes from these people not being connected to the land and actually declaring war against nature, against the land. And it is very frustrating, you know, because at times I remember I don't even know why I get emotional. It's nothing. Well, that song is very emotional too. I remember my conversations with the crackers. And it is painful now because they have an answer for everything. Everything, they have a fucking answer. And this is how incapable they are of actually I don't know, just a shred of empathy, you know? And even the ones who are like supposedly very empathetic, which I found those too. They're not willing to do anything other than to go to a protest or you know, put some avatar on their social media, or, you know, I think that's one of the most frustrating things in the whole world. You know, I haven't done that in at least 5 years. You know, I haven't talked to a cracker. This shit took a very unexpected turn today again. Oh, I know, I'm gonna blame Chiron. Ah. I never got like this. I always say fuck him. I always say fuck him. So why today I'm crying? I feel all this. I'm so glad I can pause this shit. I'm like, it's passing now. I mean, I'm in the street. I really don't want to get into it. I mean, like, at the same time, I feel like I don't think I'm ever going to get another opportunity for me to get in touch with those feelings. But that's just a feeling, right? Oh no, not again. This never happened to me. And I think I was thinking about this morning, on African Twitter, they posted this segment of El Che Guevara, his blog, you know, the revolutionary South American. You know, of course, you know, just like Gandhi and all that cesspool maggots, you know, talking shit against black people, you know. I don't know if that triggered it. And I always think, why didn't I save that poem? You know, about the virus, you know, the crackers are a virus. I think I just feel a lot of impotence, you know. I think that's hopelessness. I think we all have tried everything. I don't think anything, you know. I think I also was, you know, the air is blowing a lot. Yeah, I'm remembering too, I read this week about Obama, you know. How he destroyed millions and millions of lives in Venezuela. Just with a stroke of a pen, he declared Venezuela forgot exactly. Well, one of the things is unusual threat to humanity. And how many years has been to that since that? How many years been since that? I remember when I heard about it, but I didn't really comprehend the gravity of such infamy, that injurious lie against our Venezuelan brothers. How can these people do this shit for real? It just had made the life, not only them, a lot of the Caribbean countries too, because they are not getting, the free oil that they used to be getting, at least not the same amount. They are not getting, And if I had Barack Hussein Obama in front of me right now, he will have tons of excuses. Not a single regret. I know you don't see it. I see it. I watch a lot of Venezuelan television. Last night, before I went to bed, I listened to this blog from Venezuela, from Caracas. I've been subscribed to this channel for years. I know nothing about the person behind that channel. Until one day he posted on Twitter. It's very hard for me to keep uploading television shows since the United States, shut down all Venezuelan YouTube channels. So as of before, Venezolana de Televisión, Venezuelan television used to have another channel just to put the television shows, without commercials and stuff, And since you took it all, these channels was since 2009, hundreds of thousands of videos, live streams. Basically, the spirit of a nation wasn't there. And you took them all. So now he was saying that now he have to work a lot more harder because they are not caught up. They're not caught up. He had to, it was very time consuming now. So I suggested to get a crowd fundraising. So last night I ran into his video where he talked for 3 hours about the elections that happened on Sunday, the parliamentary elections, and So he said that he couldn't do the blog entry, you know, because he have a separate blog. I I I saw it one time. I didn't really keep up, you know.